Being 6:32 on Monday, May 12th, 2025, I'll hereby call the regular meeting of the Gardner School Committee to order and ask the clerk to please call the roll.
All right, Mrs. Cormier?
Present.
Mrs. Hurst?
Present.
Mr. Lafreniere is not here, absent. Mrs. Ward-Layton?
Present.
Mrs. Plavin?
Present.
Mr. Schwartz? Present. Mayor Nicholson?
Present.
Dr. Pellegrino?
Present.
Nora Moore, student rep, is not present. All present.
Thank you very much. Ms. Hillman, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all very much. First item on the agenda is item B, open time for the general public. Is there anyone here from the general public who wishes to be heard? Seeing none, move, oh, yes. Sorry about that. And yeah, because to the microphone, that way the TV can pick you up, and then just state your name and name for the record.
My name is Jennifer Gendro, and address is 48 Pearl Street.
Thank you.
To the members of the school committee and superintendent and mayor, I just wanted to express my gratitude and how proud I am to be part of the district that will listen to parents in this community that speaks up. I was one of the parents that requested the return of the Welcome Back event for the students to prepare with returning back to school, the new school year, as a chance to meet with teachers in new school environments while giving parents a fresh introduction to staff and programs offered in the district. I was also one of the parents that requested a crossing guard on Catherine Street for the students crossing for any of our schools. I was one of the parents that asked for the announcement of the date for your next school committee meeting at the end of each meeting. So, Mayor Nicholson, thank you for stating that at the end of the closing comments. And lastly, I was also one of the parents that attended the interactive presentation on how to support our students' attendance. So the message I got from that was be present and be powerful. So in closing, go Wildcats.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Gendro.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else from the general public who wishes to be heard?
Yes, Jennifer?
Seeing none this time, we'll move to item C, recognitions by the superintendent for our special guest we have here this evening, Dr. Pellegrino.
Yes.
So school committee, this is one of the more fun school committee meetings we have, where we invite the fourth grade student council to come up, and I'm going to actually ask Ms. Coviello and Ms. Topchinsky, come on up. They love speaking in front of the public. So one of the things that we like to recognize is excellence here in Gardner. And one of the things we know is our student council does a lot of work throughout the year. Everything from tutoring other students to helping teachers at some of the events. Do you want to talk about some of the things that they did this year?
Sure, I'll talk about some of them. Let Corey talk. So at the beginning of the year, they had a food drive for the Gardner CAC. They helped collect the food. They organized the boxes. We brought it over with the help of the police department. We also did the same thing in November, except we collected toys for benefit of the CAC. They brought them in. They got them all set up for families to come and pick them. And our most recent CAC collaboration was a hygiene drive that we did also with the CAC. So when we have those types of drives, the kids promote it. They help us with all the box collections. They put the boxes in the teacher's room. So that's a big part of their community outreach, where they're able to understand what the CAC does. Julie Meehan at the CAC gives us a nice tour, explains the situations that families might be in, that they might rely on that type of situation, and it really opens the kids' eyes to how important service is. So those are some of the outside things we did. And
some of the other things that we did internally in the school are the students helped at parent-teacher conferences in the fall. They were tour guides to help parents take the students around to their classrooms. They did a grounds cleanup last week. They started cataloging books in the library. That was new. They helped with Lost and Found.
They do the positive pouches for our PBIS program. They fill the little pouches that kids can purchase with their PBIS points.
They also they go into classrooms younger than them. They're 4th grade, so they go in anywhere between pre-K to 3, and they help with anything the teacher needs help with within the classroom setting. So they do that once a week. We also have our lunch with the mayor coming up in a few weeks at Dunn's Park. Yep, so that's an annual thing that we do, and we'll be doing that in a few weeks.
Why I'd like to invite you all here is I think it's really important. Remember, Ms. Gendron actually just said what our attendance policy is. Did anybody know? Does anybody know what she said? Or what our attendance thing is? Be present, be powerful, right? So you all are present, and that's important. And that's 80% of life, they say, is just showing up. And you guys show up, but you do more. And that's what starts to show who the leaders are in our community. And so stepping up and doing a little more, giving back to the community, is how you become a leader. So I'm really proud that you're here. I'm really proud that you're giving back. And did I also hear, does Miss Mortel? And it's her birthday today? So she's celebrating her 10th birthday with us. So we can't think of anybody else better to be here. So thank you for coming on your birthday. With that, what we'd like to do is call each of you up, and we're going to give you these certificates to hold on to. And then we'll take a picture right out here for our Facebook page. So do you want to call? Go on.
Ethan Berberjoki. Oh, sorry. Marquia Acevedo.
There we go.
Yeah. No, he's
Great job.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. So something you guys should get used to is when you come up to, we're going to come over here. When you come up to receive a certificate, because you're probably going to be getting a lot of awards in your life. When you come up to take the certificate, you take the certificate and you shake my hand with your right hand. So you take the certificate with your left hand, hold your left hand. You take the certificate with your left hand and you shake my hand with your right hand. All right? So get used to this because you're probably going to be doing it a lot. Sometimes it'll even be up on stage.
Nathan Boschman.
Avery Dunn. Nima Caprono. Dylan Legros. Chase Manning. Kyle Mohanson. Get used to it. Ivan Morassi. I did, really? Great. Charlie Mortel.
So the rest are not here. Do you want me to announce our names?
Sure, that'd be great.
So we have. Riley. Sorry. I didn't see you back there. Riley Boggs.
Excellent.
All right, Dr. Pellegrino, why don't we take item F out of order so we can do both recesses at once?
Perfect.
We'll take item F, Student Advisory Board Report, Ms. Morris.
Congratulations to our April World Cup winners, Robert Lanciani, Elizabeth Tarkowski, and Alyssa Mancharka. On April 2nd, we held our annual reality fair for all our juniors. Community members and organizations came together with the students around budgeting and the cost of living in the real world. It was a great experience for all our students. We had our culture and community festival and also a talent show on April 9th. Both events were well attended and a fun way to build on our positive school culture. On April 11th, we held a panel of community members who worked in various business fields, shared their experience with groups of our sophomores who are interested in learning about careers in business. Our annual health and wellness fair was held on April 16th. Over 20 community agencies set up information tables for our students on mental and social and physical health and well-being. Also on April 16th, the annual GPS art exhibit was held to display all the amazing artwork done by our students in all grades. The final parent information meeting for our newly accepted students into the early college program was held on April 29th. Our new groups of students are ready to start with this amazing program for the 2025 to 2026 school year. We're exceeding 100 students in the program. The grand opening and ribbon cutting for our new MVP program happened on April 30th. We're very excited to have 20 juniors and seniors participating in this year's program, conjoined with Monitech carpentry and electrical shops. Another 10 students are ready to go for next year to replace our graduating seniors, sadly. The facility is beautiful and the experience is really positive for our students. We held our mandatory prom meeting for all students who will be attending prom this year. The meeting is very important as we always want our students to have fun but be safe. And we had prom on May 9th. It was really nice and everything came together amazing and I really enjoyed it. I think a lot of the students also enjoyed it and yeah.
Thank you. Are there any questions, comments from the committee before we move on with some stuff? No, thank you. To our fourth grade students who are here, Massachusetts has a state law that says that we're required to have a student on the school committee. So Ms. Morris is a senior at Gardner High School who's going to be graduating in a couple of weeks. So when you get to be at Gardner High one day, maybe this is something you could do as a different type of thing. So that's one of the reasons why we wanted to make sure you could see student representatives talk here at a meeting. But Dr. Pellegrino, why don't you take over for the next part?
We were thrilled to have Nora with us for this year. Unfortunately, she has to leave us for next year, but we wanted to give you this as a token. One more thing, excuse me. You get to keep. Can you take a moment to...
The committee will be in a brief recess and we'll ask all our fourth graders and Ms. Morris to meet us out in the hallway. Thank you. will come back to order at 6:50 p.m. and we'll move on to item D in the agenda, the consent agenda. This is included in your packet for review. Is there a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Attorney Plavin, second by Mr. Schwartz to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Item E, subcommittee reports, beginning with the Facilities Subcommittee. Mr. Schwartz.
The Facilities Committee met on May 1st, and there's a sundry number of projects for the district. There are 10 projects for the high school, and the biggest ones are the electric service upgrades relative to the recent HVAC upgrades that are completed, but the next thing is to provide the power to support the comfortableness of HVAC. That project will be completed during the summer break. Landry Auditorium is in phase 3 with the sound system and the electric service, and the theatrical lighting replacement. The estimated cost originally was $750,000. It's now down to be around $500,000. So if you notice, if you've gone to a couple of concerts already in the play, that, you know, the theater was nice, but the sound is still a little off, so that'll be done during the summer break. And there's a spring concert this Thursday evening, by the way. The kitchen hood exhaust is estimated to be around $50,000, and the entire exhaust stack must be replaced, as the inspectors found a piece of wood that was stuck in between 2 sections, and so the whole thing's got to come out and be replaced. That too will be a summer break event. The following projects, a contractor has yet to be awarded a contract for the dishwasher, and that also needs to be an exhaust and ductwork needs to be done. It's amazing how, as years go by, the rules change. Cast iron drain pipe in a nurse's office that continues to flood. That has to be replaced. The locker room renovations, which we've been discussing for a long time. Toilet partition replacement, stair tread replacement, the replacement of a standby generator. If you looked at that generator compared to what you see on generators outside our newer schools, you would say, how can that even generate? We got to remember that our new high school, as we refer to it, is over 50 years old, and things get very tired and broken and worn out. The middle school, and that's 28 years old, believe it or not. There were 10 projects on that list. We still have to replace the walk-off grill on the entry. That'll be done in this summer break. Miscellaneous roof repairs on hold because we received an MSBA reward for roof replacement. So that's on the schedule for 2026. A dishwasher replacement ready to go, waiting for the factory for the start of production to make the dishwasher. The following projects require more testing, planning, and scheduling. Awarding of contracts and generator repairs, the fire sprinkler system repairs, the nozzles need to be changed after a period of time. Underground fuel storage, the fuel is contaminated, so we need to decide, we pump it out, do we replace the tank, do we not do anything with it? And do we do above ground fuel storage and miscellaneous paving? If you've driven around the school, the driveway and around the school is in sad shape. Elm Street School, first floor, install security cameras. The schedule is to be determined. A boiler room replacement, BMS plant controller, and plant controller system yet to be determined. In the district, Gentech security and access system upgrades and card reader replacement, scheduled to be determined. Miscellaneous fence additions and repairs, scheduled to be determined. There's a move afoot to install solar panels on all the school buildings. A feasibility study needs to be completed and a contract awarded and a schedule to be determined. That's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Mr. Schwartz. Are there any questions, comments, concerns on the facilities subcommittee report? Moving on to the finance subcommittee report, which I believe, Mr. Schwartz, is that also you?
I wasn't at the meeting, so.
Oh, I'll do it. Gotta find it. The Finance Committee also met on May 1st. Mr. Hawk provided an overview of the expense report and highlighted various line items that continue to be in the negative and the reasons why they are in the negative. As most of these lines are salaries, available funds will be moved at the end of the school year to cover any shortfalls. It was noted that the elevator at GHS has been experiencing several breakdowns. We are still in good shape physically, and we approach the end of the fiscal year. Other questions were asked and asked. Again, GHS is over 50 years old. Things get tight. That's all I know.
Thank you, Mr. Schwartz. Any questions, comments, concerns to the committee members? Moving on to the policy subcommittee, Mrs. Hurst.
We met on April 16th, and tonight for your, we have 11 for first read. Do you want me to like go through them, seeing those Nora's all finished?
Sure, we'll do that.
Okay.
Again, congratulations, Ms. Morris. Great job on your report. And moving on to item 3698 for first reading. Here we go.
So we.
Go ahead. Do you want to do them?
Yeah, I can do them.
All right, go ahead.
We have ADDA background checks, BDB, school committee officers, BEC, executive sessions, BEDA, notification of school committee meetings, BEDB, agenda, BEDF, voting method, BEDH, public comment in school, at school committee meetings, BG, school committee policy development, BGB, policy adoption, BGC, policy revision and review, and BGE, policy dissemination.
Those were included in your packet for information for vote at our next school committee meeting. Any questions, comments, concerns from any of the committee members on those items?
We have 3 tonight for second read.
Item 3699, Mrs. Hurst.
We have BBAA, school committee member authority, BBB. BBAA is the first one. School committee member authority. BBBA is school committee member qualifications. BDE, subcommittees of the school committee.
And
So those were in the packet for second read, and we recommend the acceptance of the above policies.
And then do you want to include, because it's the same item number, the removal of BBBC?
I wasn't sure if we have to do that separate.
Oh,
Because it's for adoption.
All right, so a motion made by Mrs. Hurst. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Ms. Hurst, seconded by Mr. Schwartz to adopt policies BBAA, BBBA, and BDE
Okay.
as presented. Is there discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Mrs. Hurst.
Then we have policy BBBC, school committee member resignation, and we recommend the acceptance of this policy for adoption.
Motion made by Mrs. Hurst. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Ward to remove policy BBBC as presented. Is there any discussion on, to adopt?
To adopt.
That was very different. To adopt the policy as presented. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. The policy is adopted. Thank you, Mrs. Hurst. Item number 3700, Program of Studies. Dr. Pellegrino.
This is to vote on the update for graduation in the change.
As
So,
presented at the previous meeting.
yes.
Move to accept.
I'll second.
Motion made by Attorney Pellegrino, second by Ms. Hurst, to accept the program of studies as presented. Is there any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Item 3701, the presentation by the College and Career Readiness Coordinator.
So just a couple quick updates. Melissa Payne, who is our College and Career Readiness Coordinator, will be leaving that position at the end of this year. She will be the assistant principal at the high school. So, and we needed to replace Ms. Payne. And we wanted somebody who was qualified and somebody who's been, working on this program for a while. And so the new College and Career Readiness Coordinator will be Paula Bolger. So, what's it? Oh.
That's it. I mean, it's.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll take a second to come up. Here we go.
So hi, thank you. So I just had a few updates as we wrap up our recruitment season, and then I will come back in June to do all the end of the year reports. As we get in final transcripts, I'll have a lot more details on our credit attainment, associate degree percentages, transferability, and post-secondary data, which is really the outcome data that we obviously use to chart for this program. But we have had a very busy recruitment season, so we wanted to update you just where we're at with numbers and designations as we move into the fall semester for next year. So at this point, we have wrapped up recruitment and onboarding for both our Monty Tech programs, our MVP partnership, and for our Early College Academy. We do expect some changes as we go through scheduling over the next few months, and we do have wait lists for both programs. So, I'm sure when I come back, when Ms. Bulger comes back to do the fall data, you'll probably see some shifts in data. But overall, it was a really successful recruitment for this year. We had 80 applications for the Early College Academy. We are still technically capped at 80 for the program, and we are managing to get away with 104 seats for next year. So we've worked diligently with the Mount to make sure that we don't have to, turn away any eligible student for this program. And we were really fortunate that we were able to for the second year in a row, go well over our capacity cap that is set in our MOU. So right now we're at 104 students for next year, with the 45 returning current juniors, and then our new cohort coming in. For MVP, so for that group, they've actually already onboarded through their mandatory parent information night, and in June they'll be going for their step-up day. They will meet with their college advisors, a few of the professors, activate their accounts, get their class schedules, and do all that. For the Monty Tech program, we had 22 applications for 10 seats. Unfortunately, we were hoping for 15. DESE did not approve our plumbing for 2025, which was supposed to be our third pathway for that. It's not particularly a Gardner denial. They actually denied all 74 additions that came in after a certain date. So we are continuing to work with them. It's a pretty low percentage at this point. It's going to happen for the fall. So the shop is ready. The equipment is in. It is still there. So we're just going to push the rollout date for that for the 26-27 school year. But disappointing for the students, especially with 10 kids on the wait list. It would have been nice to get 5 more in. So at this point, we have accepted 10 students into that program, 5 for electrical, 5 for carpentry, 9 from Gardner High School, 1 from Gardner Academy. And again, we have about 10, 11 on the wait list right now. So we may see some movement in that, but that's a pretty set group. They are actually going over there tomorrow for their accepted student day. We had their parent information night previously, and then tomorrow they'll be on the Monty Tech campus. They will get to tour the shop, and they will get to meet their instructors for next year. So that'll be very exciting to go over there with them tomorrow. And then I have automotive and school links. Those are 2 really quick updates. Automotive, we got secured for next year again through our partnership with Mount Wachusett Community College. This was really successful. This will be the
4th year that we're running it. This year we had 5 students do the full program, both semesters of this, to get the first 2 classes of their automotive degree. All 5 of them will be matriculating into the automotive program at Mount Wachusett next year. So those are really the kind of those outcomes that we'd like to see, is that they enroll in something and then, you know, continue on with that after they leave us. So we're very excited about the success there, and we did just secure that for next year as well. And then as a school-wide kind of college career update, we are really excited. We're investing next year in a program called Schoollinks. This is a really nice program for all of our students. It'll expand our MyCap curriculum, which is something that Desi is asking all of our high schools to implement, to really have comprehensive college and career readiness plans for our students. And this will allow students an interactive portal and really track them and allow them to do their scheduling, their college applications, work-based learning, internships, everything all in one platform, and it'll integrate their entire MyCap curriculum that we've built for the guidance department. So we're really hoping this will provide students a really nice comprehensive 8th through 12th grade curriculum for them. And portfolio when they leave, everything will be in one spot. So we're really excited about that. We are actually already onboarding our juniors to get them ready for senior year. And then the next 2 slides, I attached these in the school committee, but I just want to give you guys kind of a chance to see where the data is at for our program. So for our early college data, you'll see our incoming cohort. So this is just that 80 application pool, those who were accepted. We did have about 16 kind of either withdrawals or waitlist students this year. Some of them withdrew because once we started going through, you know, what they were looking for outcomes, their degree, you know, they decided that it didn't make sense for them. So we have about 16 kids who did not move forward. We were able to get the rest of them in. So that first one on the left-hand side really just shows the applicant pool that was accepted, and then the projected 2025 cohort. You know, what I'm really excited to see is the increase of our ELL student enrollment for next year, and our low income, you'll see our low income applicant pool went up this year. So those were 2 of the areas that we've been really intentionally targeting with our staff and our teachers, and we did see some increases in that. And again, that projected data, you know, you'll probably see some shifts as we finalize our cohort. And then in the next one is the incoming class for the Monty Tech program. This continues to remain very high for both our IEPs and our low-income data. And again, that's one of the goals when we set this designation, was to assure that the students who were not getting access, we saw from our data through initial Monty Tech applications, that they still had vocational programming with us. So we're really pleased to see that we're still able to service those students.
This was a pure lottery, correct?
This was a pure lottery. I collected them in the library, and they wrote their own names on their lottery tickets, which is Bulger and I, and they watched us pull it out, and they were very uncomfortable and awkward having to stand here through this, but we wanted them to really see, like, you're putting your names in. They could see what time they got pulled out for their wait list, so it was a true lottery. And the wait list was done based off of their order of their ticket pull.
And what you can see is that it actually, students with disabilities at a 40% acceptance rate.
Yes.
Because it's a pure lottery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then another program highlight in this, so just when we talk about kind of these, our student populations, the Department of Education, one of the data points that they're looking for with these programs, and we talked to them a lot about this year, is that they're looking for the next round, which will be 2027 for us, of our program, to have all of our participants be 65%, I believe it's 65% is the number they're gonna settle on, some sort of underrepresented population. So like, any of your underrepresented populations has to be 65% enrollment in our college and career programming, specifically through the early college designation. And this has been a large conversation with the state about how this could affect schools eligible for designation and whatnot. And it's not up here on the slides, but I did tentatively run that, even though it does not apply to us till 2027, just to see like where would we fall, so we know what we can work on. And we're actually at 60% for next year's projected cohort, which was much better than some of the other schools that we're working with. So really, it really is aligning with the state goals of what we're supposed to be doing with these programs and the students who should be accessing it. So that was really nice to see that we're actually really close to that mark, and we have a year before that even comes into play.
And also just to mention, for the broader audience, but as well as the school committee, one of the things, I think the MVP program, we went to the grand opening, it was a great event. But I think this really shows that when they want to expand seats for vocational schools, mm-hmm. This is a great partnership. Mm-hmm. The students remain our students. They play our sports, they stay in their community, and they take vocational programming at Monty Tech, which makes a lot of sense because then they're not duplicating our academic seats. If they were to expand the program, if they create more vocational schools and have academic seats, well, now our kids have to leave our district, and we already have seats. We already have the teachers. So this makes a lot of sense in terms of expanding seats in vocational programming where kids get to stay in Gardner with their community.
So it's a win-win with both schools.
Absolutely. It takes away any type of competition. So.
Yeah. And other schools are starting to come out and look at it, so it's been nice. We've had a few other schools reach out. I think 2 different tech schools attended the open house to observe the program, and so it's nice to see other schools in the state look at, Gardner, Fitchburg, and Gansett and see what we're doing, and hopefully try to replicate that.
Any questions, comments?
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Principal.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the new appointment.
Moving on, item number 3702, English Language Learners Coordinator update. This was included in your packet for information. Is there any questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, item 3703, Curriculum Coordinator update. This was included in your packet for information. Any questions, comments, concerns? Thank you, Dr. Goey. Item 3704, Grant Administrators update. This was included in your packet for information. Is there any questions, comments, concerns? Item 3705, Special Education update. This was included in your packet for information. Any questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, moving to item H, Communications. Dr. Pellegrino.
So I love nights like tonight, recognizing those fourth graders is huge. Recognizing Nora, who's graduating very soon. I can't believe we have a May graduation. This is the only time in my 20-something years of working in public schools that I've had a May graduation. So that's pretty interesting. But things are starting to wind down, but we're actually still collecting a lot of data, to start planning, because we're going to start ramping up our planning for next year. So we're already in that mood. Replacing a few staff, some changes at the administrative level that I'll be talking, not at the building levels, that I'll be talking about once things are finalized pretty soon. So we're really excited about the direction things are going, and things are so far still going in the right direction. So very happy.
Thank you, Dr. Pellegrino. Questions, comments, concerns, anyone? If not, moving on to item I, final comments of the school committee. Ms. Ward.
Thank you so much. It is May-cember, which is just the longest month in schools. Everything happens this month. And last week was Teacher Appreciation Week. And so just a big thank you to our Gardner teachers for all that they do, and extending that also to the staff members that support them and administration that supports them. It's a busy rest of the month. I know we got elementary school concerts this week, we got the high school concert this week. We had the theme basket extravaganza on Saturday. I didn't get to go, but I heard it was awesome, as it usually is. I'm just looking at there's so much happening. So just keep calm and carry on, folks. And that's all that I have.
Ms. Hurst.
I love when we have the younger kids receiving, recognition for what they're doing, and it makes me feel hopeful that they're going to continue that on throughout the rest of their school years and in their life. And I did want to say thank you to Nora. I really appreciate that you were here for the meetings. I had the pleasure of hanging out with her and teaching her how to schmooze with legislators. This, and to have those young kids understand that this is important, that they to be a part of things, and they can be a part of things and make a difference. It's also Mental Health Month, so that's my little plug for that. Check on people, make sure they're okay. And that's about it for me.
Thank you, Ms. Hurst.
It's so nice to see the fourth graders here, and all the stuff that they were able to accomplish this year too. I think each year it feels like there's more and more that they're getting involved with, and I think it's such a great program. And also thank you, Nora, for everything. And University of Michigan is where she's going to be attending, so I think that's pretty big. She's excited, right, for the what is the last day of school? Next Friday?
The 23rd.
Yeah, so it's coming up quick, but congratulations and thank you for everything this year.
Thank you.
Nora, anything you'd like to say?
I just wanted to say thank you to everyone. Thank you to Ms. Bolger for choosing me for this position. I'll forever be grateful. It's truly been one of the highlights of my school year. I moved here when I was in the middle of sophomore year, and it was a really hard time. I was really scared and but one thing I know is that ever since I moved here, it's just been nothing but good things happening to me, a great community. And even though I'll be 11 hours away at college, I have a great community to come back to and fall back on. So I'm just really grateful is the word, even a little bit of an understatement, for everyone here, my principal, my school, and really excited for the future. Thank you.
I'm just going to point out that when I was in that seat, the mayor told me I can always come back, and I ended up in this seat. So just a couple of years. Thank you. Congratulations. Mr. Schwartz.
Thank you, Nora, for your service, and congratulations. You're at the end of a level of your education for life. So thank you for that. I'm looking forward to attending both graduations. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Schwartz. Mrs. Cormier.
I'm going to echo what everybody else has said. I always enjoy those recognitions for the fourth graders and seeing the future of what we have coming up the pipeline. Also, thank you to Nora for being here and being present and always willing to chat with all of us. I really appreciate that. You have a few weeks left. Enjoy it. Slow down, take it in, be safe, but enjoy it. I was also happy to hear that Ms. Payne is being moved up to another position. She's done incredible work with that college program, and that Mrs. Bulger is going to be able to enjoy that program as well now. I think that's a great move for the high school. Happy to hear that Mrs. Bulger is staying in the building. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Cormier. Just a couple of things I'd like to say. Where we do have our graduations before our next meeting, congratulations to all our students who are going to their various celebrations and ceremonies, our juniors going to conferences and everything. To the students from our junior class who are going to the Boys State and Girls State program over at Stonehill College on June 16th through 20th. We have the Gardner Academy graduation newly this year on Friday, May 30th at 5:30 p.m. in Perry Auditorium here at City Hall. So that's a change this year, so make sure you don't go to Watkins Field, because you'll be in the wrong spot. And then again, our Gardner High School graduation, our 150th commencement this year for Gardner High on Saturday, May 31st at 10 a.m. at Watkins Field. Just really proud of all our students all around, and congratulations to everyone who's been on the concerts, performing at the Bean Basket Extravaganza, our students on the sports field, and everything in between. It's been a great year, and it's going to continue to be a great year until the end of the school year. With that, our next meeting is going to be on Monday, June 9th at 6:30 p.m. right here in the council chambers at Gardner City Hall. And with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion made by Attorney Plavin, seconded by Ms. Hurst. All in favor say aye. Opposed,
Aye.
nay. Motion carries. Thank you very much.